Hey, what is up guys, and welcome back to another Ultimate Review by PureCast9. In this episode, I'm going to give you the most in-depth and unbiased review of the RAEGR AirDrums 400. Now, this is a mini Bluetooth speaker. Now, you can buy single units or you can buy 2 units. In my case, I have got 2 units with me, and the advantage of getting 2 units is that you can pair these speakers with one another and get truly wireless stereo. Now I'll get to how it performs and how you get truly wireless stereo with this. But before that, let's go through some of the specs and the build of the RAEGR AirDrums 400. So in terms of specs, each of these pack 3 watts RMS, have a battery capacity of 520 milliamp hours, which they claim gives you around 10 hours of continuous playback at 80% volume. Feature-wise, it gets as basic as you can ask for. So you've just got 2 buttons at the back, and one is the power button and the other is the microphone button. Now with this, all the functions that you can do with this is power on and off the speakers, pair them with one another, play and pause music, answer and end calls. And that's it. You can't increase or decrease the volume, and you can't skip tracks. So for that, you need to take out your phone and do that. So pretty basic functionality. Now in terms of build, well, these are less than 60 grams, so they are super light, and it's made of plastic, not really built for rough use. And because it's light, so if you accidentally drop it, it shouldn't take too much damage. But at the same time, if you are not careful with it, you also could damage it. So gotta be careful there. Now these also don't have any sort of IPX rating, so they're not water or dust resistant. Now dust, you can't avoid it, but as for water, make sure you go nowhere near water because these will not survive. Having said all that, these are meant to be basic speakers that offer truly wireless stereo if you get the 2 speaker pack. Now to enable truly wireless stereo, first you keep the Bluetooth off on your phone, turn both of these on, you connect one of these speakers to the other by double clicking the power button on either of the speakers. They will connect to each other. Then you turn on the Bluetooth on your phone and tap on AirDrums 400, and now you have truly wireless stereo, and both the speakers are paired to one another and they will give you truly wireless stereo. Now in my testing, the truly wireless stereo where the left and right channel produce sound separately, I first was a bit skeptical as to whether it would really work, but I had a track which actually is designed to play the left and right channel separately at times. I tested that track and lo and behold, it does actually work. So you really get true left and right channel separation. But the connectivity between these 2 speakers is not really good, because even at a distance of keeping them 5 feet apart, and I was sitting in between them, there would be drops in connectivity between these 2. So that was kind of irritating. I mean, when it works, if you keep it really close to one another, it works just fine. But the moment you take it far apart and if there is something in between, the connectivity is not that great. But I feel that for the present age where we are all stuck at home and doing a lot of online classes, especially children, and for online meetings, even for adults, this speaker, even if you get a single unit or if you get both, I think it's very good for using for online classes where vocals are the main thing. And with 3 watts and 3 watts together, 6 watts of output when you pair them together, that is loud enough, definitely louder than your laptop speaker or your phone speaker. And I think that for gifting to a kid or a student, or even if you want to use it for your online meeting sessions, this is not a bad choice. Now let's get into the main thing, which is the sound quality. Now guys, you know that I don't just say it's good sound or bad sound. I always say that a speaker should be able to produce all the 3 frequencies that make up sound, any sound that you hear: the highs, the mids and the lows. So starting off with the highs, where the really sharp sounding instruments are, highs is very, very sharp. The highs are very sharp, very crisp, very audible, but there is a bit of distortion. So you get a bit of crackling at max volume, and there is a bit of sibilance where it sounds a bit harsh after a prolonged listening session. So if you reduce the volume, which I tried thinking that the distortion would go away, but bad luck, the distortion was still there. The crackling in the highs was still there even at 60 to 70% volume. So I hope it's just my unit, but I can't vouch for any other unit out there. But I think the highs, the distortion in the highs is prevalent at even lower volume. So not the best quality highs by any means, but very sharp and audible highs by all means. Now coming to the mids where the vocals lie, vocals again, very sharp, very audible, very bright, but they lack the warmth, the natural tone, and the depth that vocals have. So obviously for its ultra portable size, I wasn't even expecting them to produce very high quality vocals or mids. So the mids really kind of sound like a lower end of the highs. So kind of a mixture of highs and upper mids without any sort of body and richness to it. But the good side is there wasn't really any sort of distortion in the vocals, but the distortion in the highs was a prevalent thing throughout my testing. Now, RAEGR claims that these produce a bit of bass, and some reviewers I've seen exclaiming that there is bass in this. But guys, in my testing, you know I'm brutally honest with this. If there was bass, I would admit it. But don't buy this for bass. There is no passive bass radiator. It does not produce bass. I mean, there is a bit of like a tiny bit of thump, but you cannot classify that as low end or bass. It's just not there. It's mainly the highs and mids and a bit of accidental lows or a thump, but that in no way makes up for a wholesome frequency response. So that is not there. All in all, I think it's fun to have such small speakers lying around that give you truly wireless stereo. So provided they're in range and you get it set up, the fact that you get truly wireless stereo from such a small size signature is kind of fun. And sometimes it's even fun to just hold the speakers up to either side of your head, and that kind of gives you an immersive experience, though not practical, but it's just fun to have such small speakers. And together with 3 watts and 3 watts, when you pair them together, gives you 6 watts of output, which is not super high, but it's okay for personal listening sessions. I mean, obviously if you're in a gathering and there's a lot of talking, this is not the speaker to go for. And it's obviously not even meant for that. But for personal listening experiences, this is okay. So guys, that is my review. So if you do decide to buy this, guys, I just request you to please use the link given in the description below. It'll cost you 0 extra. You have my guarantee on that, but it will help me run this channel and produce more and more quality content just for you guys. So thank you so much for watching this. Hit like on the video if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe to PRcast9 if you haven't already. And as always, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.